Starting a new chapter, that is chapter number 3, theories of covalent bonding. And the shapes of molecules. Starting the introduction of covalent bond. Okay, so bond, basically what is meant by bond? Bond is basically the linkage force between two non-metal atoms, or we can say the attractive force between two non-metal atoms, or we can say the linkage force between two non-metal atoms are called bond. Now what is mean by co? Co basically means combine, or we can say it's a company. So company made by sharing. It's as the work of company is sharing their products, like, so that is what it is. A basically covalent means combine, so it is a company that is made by sharing. Here the electron will be sharing. Now what is mean by valent? Valent basically means the outer electron of an atom. Like if we talk about the bond, like H to H, the one electron of hydrogen and one electron of hydrogen, they share their electron. This is actually called bond. That is a linkage force between two non-metal. Hydrogen is non-metal and that is also non-metal, so the linkage force between two non-metal atoms is called bond. Now talking about electron pair bond. What is electron pair? Basically two electrons occupying the same orbital in an atom or molecule is called electron pair. And the concept of electron pair bond is given by Lewis. He was a scientist who gave the concept of electron pair bond. And what is it? It is actually, electron pair means the two electrons occupying the same orbital in an atom or molecule, that is called electron pair bond. There are two types of outer electron. One is unpair electron and second one is lone pair electron. For example, like if you're taking oxygen, how many electrons are there in oxygen? There are 8 electrons. In last shell, how many electrons are there? Like 2 in first shell, second 6. So there are 6 electrons in the last shell of oxygen. Now how we arrange this valence shell, that is outer shell, how we arrange this valence shell? For example, this is oxygen. First of all, we'll be arranging like 1 electron, second electron, third electron, fourth electron. Now we have to arrange 6 electron. Now pairing electron 5 and then 6. These two get paired and these are unpaired. So this is called lone pair and these are called unpaired electron. In unpaired electron is basically more reactive. It is more energetic, or that is highly reactive. because and the lone pair is less reactive. Why they are less? Because they already have a pair electron, but they are unpaired electron and they are highly reactive. So first of all, unpaired electron will make a bond. They will firstly the unpaired electron will make a bond, and that is covalent bond. The bond made by unpaired electron will be covalent bond. And what is covalent bond? Covalent bond is basically the sharing of electron. But remember that in unpaired electron, means in covalent bond, there will be a mutual sharing of electron. In unpaired electron, in covalent bond, there will be a mutual sharing of electron. And in lone pair, there will be one-sided sharing of electron. I'll be giving example of both. And that one-sided sharing of electron is called coordinate covalent bond. Opposite of covalent bond, coordinate covalent bond. First of all, unpaired electron will make a bond, and that bond is called covalent bond, means mutual sharing of electron. In unpaired electron, there will be a mutual sharing of electron. But in lone pair, there will be one-sided sharing of electron, and that is called a coordinate covalent bond. Coordinate covalent bond will make a bond, but after unpaired electron. Basically, Lewis was a scientist who gave the concept of covalent bond, and there was another scientist, that is Sedgwick, who gave the concept of coordinate covalent bond. For example, like taking the example of hydrogen and hydrogen. Now that is the example of unpaired electron. This is unpaired electron. So there will be mutual sharing of electron. Hydrogen will share its electron, and here hydrogen will also share its electron. So the hydrogen lose its electron. There will be positive charge on it. So and the nuclear force increase. Due to the nuclear force, the hydrogen will attract this shear pair of electron. Hydrogen will attract the shear pair of electron. Same here, hydrogen lose its electron, they got positive charge, and the nuclear force increase. And due to the nuclear force, it will also attract the shear pair of electron. So that is what the mutual sharing of electrons. So the shear pair of electron will remain in the center, and from the octet, basically the octet complete from a covalent bond. By the covalent bond, we can see there will be a mutual sharing of electron in hydrogen atom. So that is example of unpaired electron. Taking another example, that is hydrogen and chlorine. Chlorine is basically a non-metal, and hydrogen is also a non-metal. But the hydrogen have one type of electron, that is unpaired electron, and chlorine have two types of electron, lone pair electron as well as unpaired electron. So to complete their octet, they'll be sharing electron. Chlorine will share its electron, and from here hydrogen will share its electron. There will be sharing on both sides, so the nuclear force increase on both sides. So it will attract the shear pair of electron, and hydrogen will also attract the shear pair of electron. So both will get stabilized, both will complete its octet. Now basically chlorine can make both bondings, like covalent bonding as well as coordinate covalent bond, because it have lone pair. But firstly it will make a covalent bond because the unpaired electron is more highly reactive. If I talk about the hydrogen atom, they'll be sharing their electron. So hydrogen have 2.1 electron negativity, and they both have same electron negativity. So the electron they have shared, the shared pair of electron will be present equally in both. So that is called evenly distributed bonding pair, means they will be sharing equally their electrons. And if I talk about hydrogen and chlorine, they'll be sharing their electrons. So chlorine have 3.0 electron negativity and it has 2.1, means chlorine have more electron negativity than hydrogen. So the shear electron will be much attracted towards the chlorine because of its electron negativity. So on chlorine there will be a partial negative charge, that is sign is like this, as partial negative charge. That means because the electrons are attracting towards chlorine, so when chlorine is gaining electrons, so there will be a negative charge, but it is not completely attracting it. The electrons, somehow electrons are going towards chlorine, so there will be a partial negative charge on chlorine, and on hydrogen there will be a partial positive charge. And that type of bonding is called unevenly distributed bonding pair.